They tried to release Concord 2, calling it Highguard, and thought we wouldn't notice. There's a guy out there's someone out there in the world who is pooping their brains out after having a colonoscopy. And even that mess cannot compare to Highguard that's dropping faster than anything I've seen before. Because there's a reason why they hid this game in any trailers until it came out. See, if you've been watching my channel even for a little bit, you know that we have a knack of seeing these dumpster fires from miles away very early on. However, the IGNs of the world, you know, the ignorant gamers network as I like to call them, their standards are like, yeah, it's definitely a 10 out of 10 game of the year. So yes, the 27th of January 2026, it's Highguard time, baby. It's time to Highguard all over Kim Kardashian's Botox infused face. Because hit the like button and subscribe, baby. We on this channel are going to start live streaming very soon. I'm thinking if we get to like 95k, we don't even need to get to 100k, I can make it happen. So yeah, hit the like button and subscribe, baby. Now, we gotta be careful, ladies and gents, because we aren't allowed to criticize Highguard. Because you have so many content creators just so giddy and excited when it comes to Highguard. Just so they can keep talking about it in bad faith, because for them, it's all about being sponsored. It's all about being flown out like a common. However, the funniest thing that I saw was that Dr. Disrespect tried to say that he was flown out to this creator reveal event and was acting like he was sponsored. However, the coordinator of the event straight up said that he was not invited. So the Mr. Two-time cheat on his wife literally just made up the fact that he went there. I mean, Jesus Christ, that is just crazy. Anyway, I have zero connection to this industry. Every now and then I get offered to review these free stuff and cover them on my channel, but the thing is, I never respond to the emails and I never respond to the Twitter DMs. And by the way, follow me on Twitter at Sir Mannix, but the thing is, I don't care because I'm not a corpo shill. Unlike Geoff Keighley, and we're gonna get to that wanker because to say this is all of his fault is an understatement. It's 1000% why this thing has happened. The terrible, lazy millennial developers just wanted a quiet, humble launch of their game Highguard. But Mr. Geoff Keighley, being the enigmatic, annoying attention seeker that he is, gave them the ability to do it on the grandest stage of them all and told them to fly as high as they could. Fly like a bird. Now, this is the developer talking. The plan has always been to shadow drop Highguard. So this thing wasn't supposed to have this giant anticipated launch. Isn't that interesting? The multiplayer hero shooter developed by Wildlight Entertainment, a studio made up of ex-Respawn Entertainment heavyweights. By the way, I wish they would stop saying that. They keep bringing up the fact that they used to work at Respawn. Yeah, la-di-da, bravo. It's a strategy that benefited Apex Legends, a Fortnite rival that came out of nowhere and quickly muscled its way into the competitive live service gaming landscape. So why did Wildlight Entertainment decide to drop a trailer revealing the game for the first time at the Game Awards, knowing the team would go radio silent immediately afterwards? One thing I will say about Highguard is that they certainly won the marketing department. The radio silence after the Game Awards was incredibly smart. A smart move, I might say. Anyway, look, we always planned for a, you know, surprise release. Studio co-founder Chad Grainer told Kotaku, a preview event earlier this month, Geoff came in and wanted to do something special and put us in the Game Awards. Wow, that seemed like a great idea. See, this game was probably going to fail, but Mr. Geoff Keighley was definitely going to make sure it would come at an accelerated pace. We were gonna do a shadow drop, you know, since day one, almost since forming the company. We did it with Apex and it worked so well. See, the thing is, Geoff felt like we should see this very public execution in front of every gamer's eyes over having a slow death if it came out, if it shadow dropped. Geoff, you should have left it alone. In case anybody ever thought Geoff was like an actual gamer, he's not. He's a complete and utter loser. Anyway, so we've known Geoff for a long time, he said. Let me do something that's maybe a little risky in hindsight, but different to take a free-to-play PvP raid shooter and do something with it. So we rushed a trailer together and I wish the reception had been better. But in hindsight, we made a trailer to entertain real quickly and didn't show the gameplay loop. And what's different and unique, fast forward, there's absolutely zero uniqueness about this game whatsoever. You can't pull the wool over our eyes, Geoff. Geoff posted, by the way, before this game came out, in 48 hours I'll be accepting your apologies, and he used used a meme from Jurassic Park, and we all know how that movie ended. And this game, and lo and behold, this game ended the same way. Geoff is a complete fraud because Highguard is free. It's free to play and I still want a refund. You just know the developers thought that the general consensus is I'll give it a chance because it's free from the gamers. And funnily enough, that's not heading in the way they wanted, is it? It's a colossal waste of time because when I say Concord walked so that Highguard can crawl, I genuinely mean that. These developers took parts from Rainbow Six Siege, Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, and I don't know, Marvel Rivals, and used AI to combine them into a single AI slop game. You know, maybe I should take it back that Concord walked because that's too generous. Concord stumbled and fell over and died so Highguard could also crawl and die. They should have marketed this thing as slightly better than Concord instead of saying it's made by the creators of Titanfall. But then again, you're not roping in the fanboys doing it that way either. In the trailer they said from the creators of Titanfall, a new breed of shooter. What they really meant is that let's take the worst parts of every standard shooter that's out there, every extraction shooter, every battle royale mechanic, and mash them together and let's see what happens. But that's the thing, these modern game developers think that game design is like building Legos. Let's just take an amalgamation of ideas, pieces from science fiction, fantasy, and build a game without understanding what made those things good. It's just a lazy way of cobbling things together. Everything about this game feels like they tried to design an esport. And we all know that stuff never works. You have to make a good game that then becomes an esport later on. When I say that these developers are really dumb, they had guns, like real life modern weapons, in a high fantasy shooter and used realistic military weapons. I mean, just imagine riding fantasy horses while using modern weapons and bombs. It just looks out of place and stupid. Why not, I don't know, use like frost or fire crossbows instead of using assault rifles, or how about longbows instead of snipers? I don't know, do anything other than modern weapons in a genre like this. Oh, and by the way, whose bright idea was to have a 3v3 in a non-scaled battlefield style map, because that really doesn't suit the gameplay. It should be minimum 10v10 for this type of game, because Jesus Christ, it looks awful in almost every aspect. The developers clearly didn't think this one through. It was a big mistake not having a beta for feedback, but then again, these are greedy developers with like 20 different microtransaction bundles in this game already. But if you're one of those poor sacks of who happen to play this on console, you're in a little bit of trouble because it's basically unplayable with its 720p resolution, with this super high motion blur and no setting to fix it. You're basically stuck getting dizzy. Wouldn't surprise me if someone got motion sickness from playing this. So yeah, I've already said that it's free and nobody wants to touch it because it started at 97,000 peak player count. Not bad, right? But then literally after a few hours it went down to 16,000. That is crazy. That's almost 80% of its players gone. Here's some good news for you gamers out there. If you ever wanted to be top 10 in a video game, here's your chance, because after this video's out, there'll be like 20 people playing it. So yeah, just expect the servers to close in 3, 2, 1, it's gone. You know, I guess the search for the modern audience continues. None of these bums are buying this or playing this after it comes out. 2, 1, it's gone. I'm telling you, I said this in a previous video, but this game looks like one of those fake games you see in the background of a movie or a TV show. Now, the irony is that Concord was $40 at release. And if this Highguard game was free to play, I think they would have had Concord numbers if they slapped a price on it similar to that. I mean, God, what kind of blackmail do these developers have on Geoff Keighley to make him shill a game this bad so hard? There's no way he actually believes in this product that much. How can he? Because it's quite possibly the most uninteresting generic looking thing I've laid my eyes on in some time. Because even if, I'm trying to think, even if they try to fix the game now, people have already made their minds up and not playing it ever again. So yeah, it's completely cooked. I mean, Concord survived 2 weeks. It survived the lifespan of a literal fly. I'm not joking, look it up. So yeah, let's see how long Highguard will last, and on that bombshell, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll be paying close attention. Manix out.